is not always loud when your life starts to change. Sometimes it's just a quiet, heavy feeling deep in your chest, the kind that whispers, "I can't keep doing this to myself." You look around and realize you've been repeating patterns, telling the same story, blaming the same people, waiting for something, anything, to shift. But the only thing that hasn't moved is you. That's the truth most people avoid. You cannot outrun yourself. At some point, the patterns you keep calling bad luck are actually choices. The chaos you say just happens is actually created, and the life you're waiting to arrive is silently waiting on you to show up first. This is what accountability really is. Not punishment, not guilt, not shame. It's a return to self, a deep, sobering, courageous decision to stop running from your reflection, to stop dressing up blame as healing, to stop performing progress and finally live it. Because growth doesn't happen when life gets easier. Growth happens when you get honest, when you stop pointing at the world and start pointing inward, when you look yourself in the mirror and say, "I am the common denominator, and that means I also hold the power to change." It's easier to point fingers. It's easier to say, "They hurt me. It wasn't fair. I had no choice. It's just who I am." And maybe some of that is true. Maybe the pain you carry is justified. Maybe the road really was harder for you. But here's the thing. Blame may feel comforting, but it keeps you stuck. It gives your power away, drip by drip, excuse by excuse. What accountability demands is not that you ignore your wounds, but that you stop using them as reasons to stay where you are. You can acknowledge what shaped you and still take responsibility for where you're going next. That's maturity. That's ownership. That's evolution. We're taught to chase the next fix, the next solution, the next breakthrough. But the real turning point, it's not out there. It's in the mirror. And that's why most people avoid it. Because the mirror doesn't lie. It shows you who you really are, without filters or stories. It reflects your patterns, your avoidance, your unfinished healing. But it also reflects your potential, if you're willing to take responsibility for what you see. And here's the paradox. The more you try to avoid the truth, the heavier your life feels. The moment you accept that everything starts with you, your mindset, your choices, your healing, you stop being a victim of life and you start becoming a creator of it. Take accountability and instantly think, "So it's all my fault." No, that's not the point. Responsibility doesn't mean everything that's happened to you is your fault. It means that your future is your responsibility. You didn't choose what broke you, but you do choose whether you keep bleeding on everyone who didn't cut you. You didn't choose the storm, but you do choose if you rebuild or sit in the rubble. You didn't choose the wound, but you choose whether or not to heal it. That's the real weight of accountability, not fault, but freedom. Because if it's yours to fix, it's also yours to change. We all carry pain, regret, patterns, trauma. Some of it we inherited, some of it we created, but none of it can be transformed if we keep pretending it's not there. Accountability asks you to do something radical, to stop hiding from your own life, to admit that you've made choices that didn't serve you, that you've hurt people, including yourself, that you've played small, settled, delayed, denied, and yet you're still worthy of growth because taking ownership doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a conscious one. And a conscious person can change anything. So what does it look like to take radical ownership? It looks like saying, I was wrong without defensiveness. Saying, I can do better without excuses. Saying, I'm ready to grow without waiting for permission. It's removing the phrase, it's just how I am from your vocabulary. It's catching yourself when you say, they always, or this always happens to me, and asking instead, what pattern am I playing out here? It's owning your reactions, your habits, your emotional triggers, your procrastination, your choices, even the ones you're not proud of. Because the more responsibility you take, the more you can read all the books, watch every motivational video, go to therapy, hire coaches, join programs. But if you don't take responsibility for your life, none of it sticks. Because growth isn't something you consume. It's something you choose every single day. And choice requires clarity. Clarity requires honesty. And honesty requires accountability. It's hard to grow when you're lying to yourself. It's hard to level up when you're still clinging to victimhood. It's hard to rise when you're still explaining why you're down. So what do? You stop, you breathe, and you tell the truth. This is on me, and that means I can change it. Every time you take responsibility, you rewrite your identity, not just in theory, in your nervous system, your patterns, your future. You go from I can't change to I'm capable. They're holding me back to I choose my path. Life is unfair to life responds to how I show up. You begin to embody a new version of yourself. Not overnight, but one decision at a time. And here's what's beautiful. Accountability builds self-respect. It says, I believe I can do better. I believe I deserve better. I believe in the person I'm becoming. If no one has told you lately, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are not hopeless. You are simply being invited to rise, to grow beyond what hurt you, to stop replaying the same stories, to stop waiting for someone else to change and become the one who does. This is your moment, not because life is perfect, but because you've decided to participate in your own becoming. No more hiding, no more blaming, no more waiting. Own your life, all of it. Because once you do, no one can ever take your power again.